Hey guys, Brandy here. Welcome back to Sewing Back. So, this is a little bit different. This is my hot mess of a garden. And John and I have been taking every opportunity in the evenings as the days are getting longer to go out into the garden and to start cleaning up things. We have big plans for putting beds together. Some of these little beds that came from my front garden from several years ago were made from the pickets and they're just rotting. They just need to go. I don't need this many garden beds for just us. It's just too much, and it's too much for me to manage with being, a full-time worker outside the home now. I before I was at home and I could spend more time on all of the different sections of my garden. I just can't do that now. And this is evidence of this. This is the last week of February, and I'm planting my garlic. This is the latest I have ever planted garlic. Technically, I can. I won't harvest it probably till next fall when I should be planting more garlic. I'm not real sure how successful it's going to be, but my plan is that I would, if nothing else, it would be a deterrent for pests and on a lot of my other uh, plants and vegetation. It has worked really well for me in the last couple garden seasons until I harvest the garlic. So this is going to be a trial run. I had bought it. I had fully planned to get this in the garden last fall, and it just didn't happen. So not going to let it go to waste. We'll see what happens. So that's what we're doing. So now this is another day. And y'all saw all those deer. They're constantly on the side yard of our house, bedding down. I've got a couple does that look like they may be having babies soon. So we're cleaning up trash. There's just things that need to go that I actually had some glass that had gotten broken here. Just too many things that got left last fall and we just never paid attention to over the winter months. Just haven't had time, haven't been very motivated. Um, we just, I don't know, I don't really have a good excuse. It just is what it is. So I'm trying to get it prepared and ready for spring gardening. And I had full intention of not planting any brassicas, not growing anymore. I have some that have survived the cold that are in the ground. I have a few cabbages. I have a couple kale, curly kale, and I think I have two of the Jade Cross Brussels sprouts that have survived. So we will see if I end up getting a good harvest off of those few plants, but they're kind of few and far between. But I decided after cleaning all of this up, I wanted to go ahead and start some seeds. And you know what? I know it's a little late. I've got some plans in place. I'm thinking I'm going to use my shade cloth. I did this a few summers back and it actually worked really well. And so my plan is, yeah, I'm going to start some brassicas. So that's what I'm doing here after I'm getting everything cleaned out. The other thing I wanted to try this year, this is all about, I have a saying I put in my calendar for this year. I saw it somewhere. I wish I could give credit where it came. I don't remember where I saw it, but this is one of my goals for this year. It is about using it up, wearing it out, make it do or do without. And so, of course, there's some things you can't do without, maybe like I know we had to have a new roof put on our house. And so that was not something we could make do without. So we had to do that. But there's so many things that we can do without. We can make do with what we have. And so that is kind of one of my goals for this year is to use up things. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm using seeds I have. I did purchase a few little seeds because I don't really have a lot of tomato seeds at all. And so I did purchase a couple of those at Walmart, but they were 50-cent seeds. And at the Dollar Tree, they were 20, I think they were 25 cents a pack. So, but outside of that, I'm using what I have. And so I had plenty of brassica seeds. So that's what I'm doing. I've put my soil in. I'm trying out my new starter trays, and I've actually got all these planted up. I planted up some dinosaur kale. I did some stonehead cabbage, some I think it's called giant broccoli. I went ahead and did I did 6 plants of Minuteman cauliflower. I haven't had a lot of luck with that one, but again, we're going to try it. And then I went ahead and I did more Georgia collards and some spinach. So, oh no, I didn't do the spinach. I did the Georgia collards. I feel like I did a different brassica too. Or maybe I did two things. I think I did two things of the cabbages. And because cabbage around here, of all the brassicas, cabbage and collards they can handle the heat. They are the slowest to bolt and all that. So I went ahead and did extra ones of those. And so I've got those down on my heat mats in my garage because they do need warm soil to germinate. And so better late than never. I got this done before the end of February, and so I'm thankful for that. And I'm hoping that I'll get some good starts to put in the garden. I did heavy seed because this was old seed. This seed was some of them are 3 years old, that were residual packets of seeds that I had. So I was just like, we're going to use it up. We're going to see what we get. And so I'm hoping that I will get some nice seedlings. As I said, they're in my garage on heat mats. The other thing that I did was with my sweet potatoes. I had some smaller ones when I harvested off of the one plant, and I just never did anything with them. And so I thought, you know what? I am going to put them in some soil and I'm going to see if they take root and give me some shoots that I can plant in the garden. And because honestly, where I live, sweet potato is a wonderful cover crop, and of course, you can get sweet potatoes off of it, but it is a great cover crop in those difficult times in the summer, like once we hit late July, August, and probably early September. It's kind of like it's hard to get a lot of produce off of anything. It's just so hot, so humid, but that is exactly what sweet potatoes love. So it's a nice cover crop. It totally will cover the your soil so that your soil is not getting burnt up. So that is kind of my plan. Wherever I have extra space once I've harvested is I'm going to put some sweet potato in, and we're going to let it grow. And if I get sweet potatoes, great. I'm not going to overplant the area because what I found out last year was one plant provided a lot of sweet potatoes. So that's my goal. So I have those there, and I I'm really excited about this. I hope it works. I've seen other people do this. I've seen it in some gardening blogs. I've just never tried it. And so we're trying something new and we're using what we already have because the last couple of years I have spent a lot of money on my sweet potato slips when I've ordered them. And so I'm going to try to use what I have and make my own slips. So we'll see what happens with all of that. So, guys, I really want to encourage you to consider growing something. You don't have to have a big garden and you don't have to have a ton of raised beds. You can do a couple grow bags and be very successful and grow some of your own food. And I think you'll be glad that you did. Hey guys, so I'm trying something different this year, and I took some of my baby Beauregard sweet potatoes that I grew last year. They're kind of small, and I'm putting them in some soil, and I'm going to try to get them to give me off some shoots that I can plant this year. So we'll see how this works. I know you can put it like in water in a jar, and I think this may be more successful. So we will see how this goes, and I will keep you posted and show you if we get any growth. So, as I was saying, I hope that you will try to. I don't care if you get you a little Tractor Supply bucket and grow you a tomato plant or a pepper plant. Try growing something of your own, and it's just nothing like homegrown. And speaking of homegrown, these were my stuffed bell peppers that I harvested last fall. We made these, and oh my gosh, they took them out of the freezer and cooked them, and they were delicious. They made for such a quick weeknight meal. See you next time. Bye.